What's up, y'all? I know it's been a minute. I haven't hooked up the microphone, but I hope you can hear me. Today we're gonna do an open box and a review of this Cobra Mini. This Cobra Mini. What do you think? I'm gonna hook it up and we're gonna see how it works. But it's 19 mini AM FM, so dual bands. You can talk on. You can talk on the AM band. You can talk on the FM band. It's ultra compact. This is supposed to be their recreational model that you can carry, you know, in a small area, like, a little small SUV car, whatever the case may be. We are going to get into more portable CBs because I believe that that is the key thing that we need to look at right now, is something that we can keep on our person all the time. This has to hook up to a vehicle or a type of cigarette lighter, 12 volt outlet, but they're still good to have in your car. They don't take up a lot of room like a lot of big CBs do, because I got some big ones. This one will work very well for you if you were just keeping it, in the glove box, in your armrest, slide it up under your seat real quick, or throw it in a bag, as long as you got a way to power up your 12 volt. But we're going to get into those different ways to do that and all of that. So yeah, the only thing that I can tell you about it is got a channel 9, channel 19. So those of you all that are not familiar, channel 9 is just something, or a channel I should say, that you listen to and you talk on in case of an emergency. So if you have any kind of emergency, channel 9 is where you're going to go. 19 is more informational. You can put some emergency broadcast out there, but 19 is more informational. So forgive my camera if it's rocking a little bit, because I got my foot on the stand because I'm on an incline and I don't want the camera to fall forward. So it's got adjustable receiver sensitivity, and VOX hands-free, meaning that you can talk hands-free. You can talk without actually holding the mic if you don't want to, right? So we're gonna hop in my truck. We're gonna have a closer look at this thing and the unboxing and all of that. So yeah, stay with me, and collectively sustainable crew, be out there representing. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. Okay, guys, I'm in my truck. I don't have my tripod, so I'm holding this by hand. But we're gonna get into the unboxing of this, and I'm gonna try and get a good angle for you so you can see what I'm doing. So here we go. Let's see if we get a good angle here. Matter of fact, let me try to turn the camera around, Dad. All right. So here it is. Hopefully the sun is not too bright on you and stuff like that. But here it is. I don't have a camera person helping me out, but we're gonna open it up. And we're doing this one-handed, so you guys gotta bear with me. I was trying to figure out a way to get my little tripod in here where it'll hold, but it keeps falling. So here we go. All right. So here's the box. You can see how small it is just on the box, and you compare it to my armrest here. So we're gonna open it up. Got your Cobra owner's manual, how to work your radio, things to do and not to do. Don't go swimming with it. Don't, pretty much common sense things. But I'm sure it's going to give you some details and different things like that on how to hook it up, what your button functionality is, and things like that. So, come right here. This will be a 12 volt receptacle here let me move this out the way. So this is your 12 volt power cord that would go into your lighter outlet like I have here. So we're going to pull this out. If you're going to run more than one thing, you can also get a dual outlet and put in here, so you can run your other devices and plug this too, in case, you're running out of room. I've seen them where you can get them in 3s, you can get them in 2s and stuff like that. So yeah, that would plug into here. So that's it, and this would go into the back of the radio, which we're going to get to it. What else we got here? Oh, that's it. We got the actual radio. Now look how small this is, guys. Look how small this is. Look at that. It's literally in the palm of my hand. That's how small it is. So it's showing you how compact it is. That's where your antenna would go. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Here's how it looks from the front. You can see nothing's peeled off of it yet. Right? Now, what I do see is an Ethernet cable, but that Ethernet connection is probably going to be for your mic. That little Ethernet port. Then you got your AM, FM bands. You got your squelch. That SQ down there, that's your squelch. And your menu. Of course, menu means menu, guys. We know. So let's get this out the way. What else we got in here? These, you got an extra fuse. I'm assuming that's an extra fuse. I'm hoping I don't have to put that in, but if I do, I will. And this is the mounting bracket. So if you want to mount it somewhere in your vehicle, wherever you feel you want to mount it, you can mount it in your vehicle. You don't have to. It's not necessary, but some people do. And this is your push-to-talk microphone. Let me get it out the plastic here. I think it just shake on out of there. There we go. So yeah, here's your push-to-talk microphone. It's got a little clip on the back that I guess you can hook onto your radio mount. Here's your little push-to-talk trigger right here. So when you see that P, can you see that, guys? That PTT, that just means push to talk. The same as it does on the on your handheld radios, like your GRMS radios or your ham radios. Okay, and then this is, of course, they have two buttons here that indicate going down on channels and up on channels. So you don't necessarily have to go to the radio and turn here. You can go up and down on channels here, which I think that's cool. It's a lightweight, kind of a composite hard plastic mic and everything. Of course, when you get into bigger and better radios and stuff like that, the quality of the mics are going to change. You're going to get better and better mics, and you could buy a lot of different quality microphones if you wanted them. You know what I mean? So that's that. What else we got? Here's another power extension. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's a power extension cord. If you're gonna run something a little different, we'll get into that. This is the mounting bracket. If you want to mount it in your vehicle, this is the mounting bracket. And that seems to be it. So let's see if we can start putting this thing together. So remember on the back of the radio, we saw that little Ethernet connection. So this is how it looks on the mic. You know, this is the back. The mic will plug into that connection. I'm going to show you. Let's turn it back. Yeah, I know I got a lot of stuff in here. Let's turn this around. Okay, here's the front of the radio. This is sitting on my lap, y'all. So, and we're just going to push it right in. And you push it in, just push it right into the front, in case you guys didn't see it. So you take it out. See? And you just push it in until you hear the click. I don't know if you heard that. It's a real faint click. But there you go. That's pretty much it. So now the power cord here, this is the power cord. It's got to fit into this device right here, this other side, this other connection. So this is like the male side. This is the female side. And you see, you can't put them in wrong because they're made to fit exactly the way they're supposed to. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold the phone and do that. So let me try. I really needed some help here, but let me try. So yeah, We're gonna slide this in real quick. See how it fits? And then we just push forward until the pins connect. I guess. Hold on. Am I doing that right? Yeah, I'm doing it right. But I gotta set y'all down for 1 second. It's gonna go dark for a minute. All right, so you just push them in. The little clip here, the little clamp that you see down there, I'm trying to get close for you. See that little clamp right there? This right there? That's gonna, when you connect it properly, it's gonna push all the way in and catch on to this little ridge right here. So it's pretty much self-explanatory, man. You'll see it's putting together a puzzle. This is where the fuse goes. I'm trying to see if there's a fuse in here currently. But this is where your fuse would go. So we're going to do a quick twist on this and see if a fuse is in there. So I got to set you down again. And yes, it already has a fuse in there. If y'all can see that. There's the fuse. It's already in there. So all you got to do is just push these two ends together. And you see there's a little locking area. And then there's a little ridge right here that slot goes in, if you guys can see that by my thumb. And you just put it in there and twist it into the lock position. So I gotta set you down again. All right, so we're doing that. Sorry guys, didn't mean for it to, All right, so now it's in there. Fuse is in there. And I don't think I gotta unravel this. It looks like I got enough room for what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna try and get this over here to my lighter. A 12-volt port here. Like our vehicle has 2 of them, but this is just the one right here at the dash. So that's in. And the vehicle is not on, so I got to turn it on. But before I turn it on, I ran the coax cable from my outdoor antenna, my truck antenna. Here's what that coax looks like. If you don't remember any of this stuff, go check my other video. My other video goes into these coax cables and how they connect into the radios, but I'm going to show you here. So we're going to turn our radio around. Here's our radio, right? Here's the back. And you can also get adapters for these. So if you have, like in the last video I told you guys, if you have GRMS radios and you have different type of antenna connections and stuff like that, you can get adapters and change the ends of these, to work with either or. You can work with your GRMS radio, or you can work with like your CB radios. So here we go. God, this is rough. This is rough, but it just plugs in right here. All right, so we're going to plug it in, and then we're going to start. Once we plug it in, you're going to start just screwing down this, and this will help make it contact better and stay in there firmly. Right? So now that's in there. So now we got an antenna. We got the antenna hooked up. And no, it's not hooked up properly because it looked like it went in here kind of cockeyed. So let me straighten that out. I don't want it in there going cockeyed. Let's make sure it's in there good. So we're going to push down. Then we're going to screw down the little coupler here. So we're going to push down and screw down the coupler better. Yeah, it was in there cockeyed the first time. So yeah, that looks much better. Thank you. Much better. All right. We're going to fire the truck up. I just heard the radio beep. Let's see if this up and down is actually volume. Nope, it's channel. So here's our volume button. It clicks. If you guys can hear it, clicks per volume. Hear it? So this, as you see, it's on channel 18 now on the FM band. It's on channel 18 now on the FM band. Let's get this cord out of the way. Here's the speaker. This is where your brackets would go. Now, one of the things I thought they would actually have on this is a way to connect an external speaker, but they don't. They don't have anything on here to, like, if I wanted to connect like an external speaker where I can hear it a little louder, they don't have it. So you're stuck with this little speaker here, which is not a bad thing, because remember guys, this is just for emergency use only. So let's keep going down. I'm trying to hit the button here. I'm going to be hitting the down button right here, and we're going to bring it down to the emergency channel, which is channel 9, so you guys can see that. Here's your emergency band. All right, now we're going to start going up. So I'm hitting the up button. Channel 28. Let's see how many channels this maxes out at. So I'm just holding the button right now. So you got 40 channels, so it's 40 channels. Let's see if we can dial it in a little bit here. You see it's got an indication meter for the incoming talk. See? And we're on the AM band now. Now we're going to hit FM. Let's see if we can fine tune it a little bit. Let's see what menu does. Okay, you guys see that? So basically, when you hit the menu button, down here at the bottom, this is what controls it. So when you hit menu, you just hit up and down to scroll through your menu selections on here. So you would just hit menu and then immediately come up here and start going up and down for your menu selections. So I'm trying to get us a clear channel. Be right back. Okay guys, let's get back to it. So in me trying, and I have been trying to get a decent clear signal. I mean, I may have to move the antenna around on the truck or what have you and see what's going on with it. This is only a 4-watt radio, and it actually does have, I just saw it when I really looked at it in the back, it does actually have a way for you to hook a 1/8 inch, type of speaker to the back of it, meaning the your stereo connector that will fit in here. Now let me turn the camera around where I can see the little hole right here. That's where you would hook your external speaker if you wanted an external speaker. I would say if you're purchasing this, you would definitely need a strong antenna. I would also say that you would probably need a booster. And the booster would actually go between, it would connect to the back of the radio here, and then the antenna would connect into the booster. So in between the radio and the antenna, there would be a booster, and you could just plug the booster in here and tie and then screw in your antenna into the back of the booster. So in other words, it'll be a unit in between these. Is something better than nothing? Yeah. It all depends on your budget and where you are right now with this. I'm gonna say for me, I mean, it's handy, and I guess if you're in an area where you can get more of a clear signal, a clear path, it might work well for you. In the menu section and stuff like that, like when we go in the menu here, let me see if I could do it. All right, that key, it says key on beep. That's what we keep hearing. You keep hearing that beep. Hear that? So that's what that is. So let's go back in the menu. That's what that beep is, to let you know that it's on. You can turn it off and everything from here. Again, y'all, I'm doing this one-handed, But anyway, so we're going to see now it went off. See, it went off. I'm going to hit the button again. And this is the volume for that. This is the volume for that. Okay, that's your voice over talk. Okay, that's your TOT set. This is, I can't see what that is. What is that? Hold on. Okay, that's your auto tune when you want to try and auto tune it, which I've been trying that. And it's got an auto on and off that you can set in here. So like, remember when we plugged it in, it came right on. You can also set it to off, and then you can just turn it on when you want to turn it on. So, and all of that's done in menu. You can push and hold squelch in the AM mode or in the FM mode, and it's supposed to help you kind of tune your channels. So we're going to try it. Right now we did have some chatter on channel 38. Let's go to AM and see what happens. Those numbers up under the bars there are like frequency for the channel. And as you see here, the volume still controls volume if you need it. And it does it with a click. So, yeah, that's where we are with this thing, man. This hooks on to the bracket and stuff like that. Power is right here. You see the red lights on indicating power. For me, I'm going to be honest, am I a little disappointed in it, especially for a Cobra product? I'm not going to write it off yet, because it just could be, the particular antenna I'm using, which, I mean, I doubt it, because it works very well on my other CB radios. But this obviously is going to need a booster. and a tuner and things like that. So I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you guys. It's something good to have if you don't have anything and you're out here and you need to communicate. And if you're in fairly close proximity and you have a good antenna, because a good antenna can make a lot of difference with these, you know, and a good booster, you know, can make a lot of difference with these. It just depends on where your budget is. If, you know, even with the big radios that I have and things like that, I still look at attaching boosters and stuff to those, or people want to call them frequency enhancers, or whatever you want to call it, whatever works well for you, you know. But at the end of the day, those come in handy. So I would say, regardless to whichever radio you get, whether you get more of a pro model, and I'll show you a pro model, and I think I showed you pro models in my last video. So if you go back in my last videos, I had all the radios lined up, and I showed you, you know, the bigger radio and how it worked and all of that, and what I recommended and things like that. Let's do a quickie experiment real quick. Let me grab the big radio and let's see. Here we go.
The moment I put the coax in, I turned the radio on. I heard him up there, man. He was mad. Said, buy a bigger antenna or buy a bigger box. You hear me?
All right, we're going to turn it down a bit, you all. So yeah, it's a difference in the power and everything. This is also a Cobra. This is an old school Cobra. It actually belonged to my father, was handed down to me, and we have a Cobra, and I think we got a couple of Cobras, and I think we have a unit in as well. So, you know, I did find the speaker so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. So here's the little connection that you would plug in to the back of this small radio. So we're going to actually do that transition and see if this sounds better with the speaker hooked up. Of course, when we were trying to fine tune stuff, you know, I'm just trying to show you in here, we have what's called the Delta tune. You see what I'm saying? This is your talkback tune. We'll get into all of these, and this is your dynamic, and this is your volume right here. And this knob outside of here kind of helps to fine tune where you can hear the chatter better. And there's my speaker back there. So as you see, these radios still come with their own speakers.
Well, it sounded good there, You're like downtown Kansas, no two ways about it. Looking good down here around Arizona City, Arizona. Getaway driver, you know who it is. So Worldwide Hobo Joe, and I'm working this Hobo Joe built muscle. Getting on down.
Okay, so now we're gonna try and hook this speaker up. All I'm gonna do is hook this speaker up to the mini Cobra here. I'm gonna disconnect this antenna, and yes, I am gonna start showing you all how to hook a gain box up to it. I got to get another one. The one I had, I think, shorted out or something. So I got to get another one. Not looking forward to it, but yeah, I got to get another one, you know, just so we can get that, you know, a stronger frequency and everything like that. So here we go. We're going to rehook the antenna just like I showed you before. We're going to plug in back here. We're going to plug into the back. We're going to screw down the coupler, because I'm trying to give this mini a chance. You know, I'm thinking with this mini, you're going to need a much stronger antenna, or you're going to need a booster, or both. It just depends on where you live and what's going on. All right, now there's the little hole for the external speaker. Here's my external speaker right here that I use. And we're going to plug it in that little hole back here. That little hole that I showed you early in the video. Okay, it's in there. And now we're going to give it some power, and we're going to see what's up. Is this it? Yep. No. Is this it? No. This to my big one. Where's my little one? I got too much stuff in here. All right, we're gonna plug back in the little one. Just heard it come through there. All right. We're gonna volume up. And now we're gonna grab our microphone, wherever that may be. And we're gonna surf channels. Looks like they were kind of busy on 32. So we're on 38. We're gonna scroll down, hit the down button, and we're gonna go to 32. And you can hear it coming out of the speaker. Oh, went too far. See if we get any chat on 32. We're turning it up. Nothing on 32. Let's go down. Anything on 27? We're in FM band. Go back. Let's go back up. Okay. All right. So, my honest review of it, I don't know. Would I recommend it? I don't know. I guess running some more tests. You know, we've ran all the different settings. I mean, I could play with it a little bit more. Maybe it's something I'm missing on this one because I'm so used to having all the dials available to me. But at the end of the day, you know, trying to, you know, locate hold on, guys. Trying something. Let's go back. Okay. Let's come back. Okay, guys, so what I've been doing is this, so you can have an idea of how these channels have been coming in. So basically, I find the channel I want, which we know we do that through the up and downs here, right? Then we come and you see the SQ, the squelch button, the SQ and the ASQ, right? The SQ and the ASQ. Once you find your channel, you press down and you hold, right? For a few seconds. And you see these little frequencies here, right? Will help you fine tune. So once you push this and you go down, you know, and you watch this, these numbers here, you start turning your volume knob. You can turn your volume knob once you get, let me show you. Right? Let's keep going. And you can start adjusting your squelch from there. See? See, by turning the knob. And basically all I'm saying, let me turn the phone. Basically all I'm saying is I figured out that's part of what the problem is. And it's not really a problem, it's just a learning curve. So basically it was like I said in the beginning of the video, we had to go all the way around to come back to this. So hopefully you guys stay for the whole video. But you would go into your menu mode. Of course, you go into your menu mode if you want to. If you don't, you could just go right to the SQ. The squelch and all of that kind of helps you to fine tune, taking out some of that static and everything, you know, behind the talk and all that. And so, like I showed you, you would hit that. Once you see those frequencies down there, you immediately go to the volume button and you start adjusting your adjusting the volume button, and you just a few clicks at a time until you can start hearing the chatter clearly, right? So that's basically what this is. Now, in light of that, yeah, I would recommend it, because I was about to tell y'all, you know, I don't know, I would just probably go with a Big Daddy, you know, like I got that I just showed you, you know, the bigger model, which definitely is going to cost you a lot more. But if you're on a budget, yeah, I think this actually would work. So I'll retract a little bit of what I said. You see that the external speaker does work on it. And believe it or not, this is an old speaker. This is a realistic. Look how old this is. It's a realistic. And I know a lot of you guys that are watching this video probably don't even remember Realistic, but Realistic was a Radio Shack brand when we used to have a company called the Tandy Company. The Tandy Company manufactured a lot of things, deep mixers. They had all types of things. If you were into electronics, you would go to them and you could get resistors and diodes and tubes and wiring and solder, and you could get some DJ stuff. Like they had DJ mixers, PA mixers, they had anything that you needed for electronics. And of course, the big box stores ended up pushing them out. And I think the first big box store to push them out was the introduction to Circuit City, if y'all remember Circuit City. And then what ended up pushing out Circuit City was Best Buy, you know. And then they created all these little big box stores that really don't sell jack, that you really would want to use all the time from a day-to-day basis, especially if you're dealing with older school stuff and you're heavy into electronics. You know, Radio Shack was that place where you could actually go pull out some drawers and find a resistor you wanted, or find a diode you want, or to find a capacitor that you wanted, and you know, and things like that. These new stores, Circuit City, Best Buy, they don't do that. You know, they don't do that. So it's a shame they got rid of a store like that. And here you can even see on the back, Radio Shack. It's actually on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Radio Shack. I'm trying to get the light. But yeah, Radio Shack. So it actually came from Radio Shack, and that's how long this thing's been lasting. Radio Shack's been gone, I can't even, man, over 20 years maybe, you know. And this the speaker is still kicking like it's brand new, you know. I have nothing but respect. Old school stuff works. That is my point, y'all. Old school stuff works. CBs are the most reliable radios that you can have in your vehicle, whether you get the big one or the little one, or you get a handheld one that runs off of batteries. And I'm kind of pushing those more, that you kind of get those if you're gonna think you're gonna be on the move, you're in the woods and you're walking and stuff like that. I just pull the antenna up and talk. I mean, again, it's still gonna be line of sight where you can still get a good signal, just like you would with a GRMS radio or a ham radio. But the CB has stood the test of time. We've had cell phones come and go. We've had walkie-talkies that come and go. We had Nextel. Well, Nextel went to the emergency response, but Nextel went away from us. CBs have been the old school, consistent through everything going right now. I mean, seriously. So I know a lot of people want to have all the modern doodads, but when the satellites go down and different things crash, and all you got is point-to-point radio, basic walkie-talkies, basic radios, and CBs are going to be your best line of communication. I'm just keeping it 100 and just showing you how old this is. And we can even go on the Scorpion model here, the not the Scorpion model, what am I trying to say? The God, I can't even think of the name. The Cobra model, the Cobra model right here. This is an older radio. This radio has been around over 20 something years, maybe, yeah, about easy 20 something years, and it's still kicking. It's still working. I might send it in to get a quickie little tune up on it and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's still working and is doing its thing. It's not giving me any problems. The base station that I showed you guys in the last video has not given me any problems. The things that I'm probably going to upgrade for myself is get a better antenna for my vehicle, a much stronger antenna. And probably, like I said, if I don't get a strong antenna, I'm definitely going to get me another frequency booster, So if you get these things, I'm just saying, get them, if you can afford them that way. If you want to say, well, you know what, I'd just rather get the big radio and call it one and done and get me a decent antenna, you can do that. Or you can get the mini. The mini right now, I think we found it on Amazon for $100, 99 bucks. And I know the economy is rough, and I know everything is happening in the world right now, and that's a lot of money for a lot of people. So again, it depends on you. We don't know what's happening from one day to the next, and how things are going to change in this world, man. And it's better to have it than not have it. It's better to be prepared than not be prepared. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about this on our collectively sustainable, what do we call it now? God, y'all, this is old age right now. But, reach one, teach one. So we're going to talk about that on Collectively Sustainable's Reach One, Teach One. So we're definitely going to deal with that, and we're going to talk about that. If you guys haven't joined Farm Fresh 24/7, you should join Farm Fresh 24/7. Get the app. The app is in your app store, your Apple Play, and your Apple Store, and your Android store. Just go to your Android Play, look for Farm Fresh 24/7. It's a little green, little water drop with a shopping cart in it, and join, man, and follow the movement. And then hopefully you can become a part of our collectively sustainable crew. I'm so tongue tied right now. But yeah, think about stuff like that, man. And now is the time to really work on being self-sustainable. It's no joke out here now. I mean, things are really changing fast. Right now, thank God, the wife and I are doing okay, but that can change at any time, and, we may have to be out here, trying to figure out how to survive. People are losing their jobs. For me, I'm also in the music industry, for you guys that don't know, and those, that's changing, and venues are changing, and the way people spending their money is changing, the way people are purchasing music is changing. There's a lot of things happening, and at the time you're watching this video, you know, we're in the middle of a government shutdown, you know, so and people have lost their jobs from that, and now they're out here trying to figure it out. You know, some people have lost their food stamps already. Some people have lost some of their medical already. One of my favorite YouTubers and people that I followed on TikTok, I mean, just surprisingly, man, he came on air and all he does was talking about prepping and being ready and being diligent and all of that. He literally just lost his home a month and a half ago. He got on and he said, hey, he said, I never thought I would see this. He said, but I lost my home, you know, and, you know, he was basically homeless outside of the things that he prepped for survival. So, I mean, it can happen to any one of us. We're not exempt. A lot of us are going paycheck to paycheck. And that's just the way it is. One paycheck and everything crashes. 2 paychecks away, everything crashes. So have a backup plan, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Have a backup plan. Have some ways to communicate. You know, get you, you know, if you can, while you can, get you a couple of vehicles that you could depend on, vehicles that you can work on, and, you know, things hopefully that you don't have to carry a note on, and just get out there and do what you got to do. You know, I got to find me another vehicle that we're not carrying a note on just in case. You know, I mean, I would rather pay for something in cash and work on it than having something new all the time and something may take it away. You know what I mean? So now you got to figure out transportation. So it's just a lot of things going on top of trying to figure out how to keep a roof over your head, you know. And if you lose your roof and you lose your transportation, now you're out there in the woods, you're out there trying to survive, and people shunning you and, you know, like you some derelict or low life, and you're not. You just fell on hard times. But we know we live in a society that attacks people that fall on hard times. I didn't mean for this video to go this long, but I'm just trying to give you all food for thought. It's time to think. It's time to act. It's time to really look at what's going on and get out of the clutch your pearl moments and understand that this is happening and it could get a lot worse. And I would say, and I pray it doesn't. I pray it doesn't. I pray it doesn't. But if it does, then at least you'll have a plan. At least, or you should have a plan, and you should have things in place in case that does happen. Places to go, people to see, have an exit plan, you know. And if you're gonna hunker in place, have a hunker in place plan, and stuff like that. Stay protected. As you know, I'm a firearms instructor and trainer, so you can reach out through us through Collectively Sustainable, and or you could go to the website, Stay Ready. You know, we're also called Stay Ready Defense Training. It's a website, and you could go on there and, you know, we'll train you. In some cases we'll come to you, you know, depending on the areas you're in, and we do a lot of free courses, things like that. Just putting it out there. But we also do bushcrafting, camping, you know, welding. You know, when you get into Collectively Sustainable and you get into more community-based stuff, we do a lot of stuff for the community for free. Stop the Bleed. It's even a Stop the Bleed video on my channel where you can watch the whole thing on Stop the Bleed and first aid. It's a lot of stuff here for free, man. Take advantage of it. I know I'm a little off kilter, but yeah, that's my review on the radio. That's my unboxing on the radio. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hate this video. I really wanted this video to be about 15 minutes. I really did. But because we had so many different issues and we were trying to figure them out together, that's why it took so long. So, man, peace and hair grease. That's old school. I know that's old school. I'm going to just say blessings to you. My prayers go out to all of you all. And stay diligent.